This is the Living Water Ministry of Covington, Georgia, and this is Bill Calhoun speaking. I'm so glad that you're listening to this fine radio station today. In John chapter 5, the Gospel of John chapter 5, a very familiar story. The Bible says, after this there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethsaida, having 5 porches. And in these lay a great multitude of impotent folks, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first after this troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever he had. And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. And when Jesus saw him lie, he knew that he had been now a long time in that case. And he said to him, Wilt thou be made whole? The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in the pool, but while I am coming, another steppeth in before me. And Jesus said, Rise, take up thy bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on that same day was the Sabbath. I'd like us to consider this just a minute, perhaps some things maybe we haven't thought about. But the man was waiting to get into the pool, and every time the water was stirred up, everybody beat him down to the pool because he didn't have anybody to carry him down. He was lame, and he couldn't crawl down there fast enough. And he was in this condition, the Bible says, for 38 years. My, that's a long time. Now, I'd like to address this subject here just a minute in a little different way, because he didn't need to get in the pool now, did he? And like so many of us, we think, well, if we can just get this, if I can have this, then everything's going to be all right, when the truth of the matter is, number one, we can't get it, and secondly, if we were to get it, it wouldn't solve the problem anyway. And so many things we want, so many things we desire. For instance, something like marriage. A lot of these young folks are thinking, well, if I can just get married, maybe somebody gets divorced or was widowed, God forbid. They have a couple little kids, and it's so hard for them. If I can just get married, everything's going to be all right. If I can just find a husband or just find a wife, everything's just going to be perfect. And listen, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's not. But listen, this is what we feel. This is on our heart. Sometimes we feel, well, if I can just get this certain job, if I can get a job over at this particular place, that everything's going to be all right. I'm gonna have the money to do the things that I want to do, and everything's going to be all right. But you see, our trouble is we don't know what the future holds, and we can't see what's ahead. But nevertheless, we have these desires in our hearts, things that we want, things that we desire, and we just think, well, if I can just have this, everything's going to be all right. Maybe it's a position. Maybe it's some sort of a position, like a judge or something like that. If I can just get this position, everything's going to be all right and wonderful. Or maybe it's a house. If I can just get out of this apartment and get a house, my finances will be better. Or maybe it's some property somewhere. If I can just get this place at the lake, I will have a place to retire at, and we can go down and have fun on the weekdays or something, and go down there. Maybe it's a business sometimes. Maybe it's a personal goal that you have. I think it's wonderful what folks can do who set goals for themselves. I'm thinking of this young skater, 15 years old. She set a goal for herself, and at such a young age she achieved that goal. I wonder in the years to come if that's going to be a satisfying goal or not. You know, Paul had goals in his life. Paul set out on a course to do some things. You know what he said about this? He said, all this stuff is nothing but filthy rags. It's nothing but garbage that weights me down. He says, to have the righteousness that comes by faith and not by doing things. Maybe it's some prestige that you want to get. Maybe if I just get some recognition in my life, everything's going to be all right. And or maybe it's some money. If I can get some money, boy, if I can just win the lottery, if I can just get that magazine company to send me that $10 million or whatever, everything's going to be all right. Oh, me, we're just like that man, that layman sitting at Bethesda. He said, if I can just get in that water, everything's going to be all right. If I can just accomplish this, everything's going to be all right. But listen, you look around, people. You look around and see. Look upon those who win the lottery and see what happens to their life. To those who have a whole bunch of money and see what happens to their life. Look at those who get the desire of their heart, only to find out it's not what it's cracked up to be. How many divorces do we have in this day and time? Oh my goodness, what a high percentage. The last I heard, it was above 50% of all those. I don't know what that's based on or what that means, but just look around and you can see all the divorced people. Look at those who've been married over and over and over again, searching for something and never finding it. And this man at the pool was there 38 years waiting for someone to carry him down. Listen, that's a long time to be waiting for something that you can't have. That's almost half a lifetime, isn't it? Or more than half a lifetime to be sitting and waiting for a goal that's not going to satisfy you. And I like what Jesus said in verse 6, will you be made whole? Will you be delivered from these things? Oh my goodness, we seek all these goals out there, and if we can get them, we'll find out that they don't satisfy. Why do you seek that which satisfieth not, is what the prophet said? Why do you seek that satisfieth not? Then we seek it too in this way. He said, I have nobody to carry me down. Now that's the means. That's the means. How about this marriage business? Let's go down the list again. How about the means? Well, we rush ahead into it. How many late teenagers and those in their early 20s rush into a marriage thinking that this is going to be perfect? And by their own choice, they choose all kinds of things. Listen, there's no rush in life. Choose Jesus if you want to choose something. But we rush ahead. Got to have it now. We're a me-first society. Well, I want it right now. Well, I'm the same way. I can't fuss at everybody. When I get sick, I want to get well. I want some pill that's going to make me well this afternoon, but that's not always the way it works. You see, if I'm going to get my $5 million from the lottery, I want it now. I want it today. You see, I can't wait that long. This is the way we all are. We all rush ahead into something. We all make hasty decisions, and we ought not to do that. And then we devote ourselves to a goal or to a job or a person without regard to anything else. How many families are broken up by a husband who works 12 hours a day, 7 days a week at his job, and never pays attention to his wife, never pays attention to his family? Now listen, I'm not going to criticize the Olympic folks because that's amazing, but listen to me. If you're going to be an Olympic champion, it takes total devotion. It means getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and practicing before school starts. And then after school, going back to the gym or the skating rink, wherever it is, and practicing some more. Day in and day out. It takes a sacrifice in the thing, and you've got to keep sacrificing and trying. But if you're not careful, your whole life will be wrapped up in that one thing. You see, this is what Picasso did. I don't mean to jump streams from the Olympics to a painter. But here's a man who devoted himself to that one task, and it ruined his family, it ruined his children, and it ruined his life. But he devoted himself to that, and how we do. Listen, I don't care how much you have. If you don't have peace of heart and peace of mind, it doesn't mean anything to you. Oh, listen, we just push others out of the way. We just shove them out of the way, and we say, if I can just get this, I'm going to be happy. No, you won't, because after you get that, you'll want something else. You see, it's an attitude of heart. An attitude of heart that says, I want more, and I want more, and I want more. And listen, my friends, that's covetousness, and covetousness is idolatry. We want more, and we want more, and we more. And it doesn't matter, we'll push others out of the way. There was an interview of an inner city punk somewhere, I forget what city, and he said, I want mine, and I want it now. And you may be my friend or not, but don't get in my way or I'll shoot you. It's as simple as that. See, this is the attitude of the world. The golden world used to go to treat others as you'd have them treat you. Now the new golden rule of the 90s, this decade, is that do it to them before they can do it to you. Oh my goodness. And this attitude, this destructive attitude destroys others. When we think, if I can just achieve this goal, everything will be all right. Then we overspend, we over-obligate ourselves. We think, if I can just have this house, and well, this house is going to be $500 a month, and then I've got the car, which is going to be $300 a month, the insurance, we have to have a new car, we have to have a new house, we have to have the insurance. Before you know it, we get ourselves in debt, and the means to our happiness brings bankruptcy and heartache and all kinds of difficulties our way. We overspend ourselves, and businesses do the same thing. They overinvest in their company, and before long, the weight of all the loans breaks down the company, and it cannot exist anymore. Listen, the means of what you take is very important. How you do things is important. Then we evolve ourselves and our time to the exclusion of others. Oh, listen, a man told me one time, he said, if you just join this company, this can be a part-time thing. I like that part-time thing. And you can just join this company. You make just all kinds of money. You can make $50,000 a year, and you're part-time. Now, first of all, you ought to know that ain't so. Anybody with a grain of sense know that if I can make $50,000 part-time, I spend all my time doing it and make $150,000. You see, but this is the old lie of the devil. And I said, well, listen, if I had enough time to do that, I believe I'd spend my time witnessing to people, going door to door, rather than spending my time getting money. Listen, I'm laying up treasure in heaven. Where's your treasure at? Over at the bank? Or you laying up treasure in heaven? And the man looked at me, he knew me, and said, I'll bet you would. I'll bet you would. Now, we spend all our time getting something that doesn't amount to a hill of beans somewhere down the way. Doesn't amount to a thing. Listen to me. When you die, you're leaving this world the same way you came in. You came into this world naked, and you're going to leave this world naked. You ain't going to take nothing with you. Job said, blessed be the name of the God. Blessed be the name of God. Oh, listen, from life and the death and eternity, and we'll take nothing with you. Listen, Mr. Rich Man, all your riches will stay behind when you go to hell. It's as simple as that to go. Oh, listen, I'm laying up treasure in heaven. That's where we ought to lay up treasure. Up there. Well, how do you lay up treasure in heaven? By doing the will of God. It's as simple as that. Then we make our goals above everything else. Well, our goals become the most important things in our life. Our goal is that determining factor. It determines which church you go to. There's a man in my hometown of Covington who we were trying to get in the church, and he said, I believe I'll join this church over here, because if I go to that church over there, I could I can rub shoulders and make contacts with those who are in the businesses and industry around the town. Oh, listen, his goal had become so important that it meant more to him than God did. Oh, my goodness, what a shame. Then we sacrifice ethics to make other people like us. We get involved in sin just so we can get ahead. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. I want to tell you, it's a terrible, terrible thing when folks say, I've got to sacrifice what I believe to be accepted in society somewhere. Listen, if that's the case, and you never believed it in the first place, you're a liar and a deceiver. If you say you love Jesus, and if you say, I've got to forget all that when I go to work. No, you take it with you. Listen, being a Christian is a full-time job. You're a Christian in church. You're a Christian at home. You're a Christian at play, and you're a Christian at work. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be obnoxious. But listen, you have a life to live for Jesus, and it's worth living, and you ought not to sacrifice your ethics for anything. And some folks will do anything to get ahead. They'll even murder. They'll lie about people. They'll trick people, do just anything in the world to get ahead. Listen, how you do things is important. Bob Jones, the first, I believe, was who said it's never right to do wrong. And it's never wrong to do right. It's always right to do right, and it's never, never, never right to do wrong. Listen, the Bible says you overcome evil with good. You don't bring forth good by doing evil. You don't bring forth a good society by doing evil things. I forget the man's name. I think it might have been Marshal Zhukov of the Russian army. This goes back to the Second World War. I forget who it was, but he was having a casual conversation after the war or during the war. The Russians and the United States were allies against Germany, and Russia in 1917 up to about 20 systematically starved and killed, and in certain parts of White Russia, Lithuania, places up there, systematically killed by starvation and gunshot and murder some 23 million people. So it's the greatest massacre that I know of all time, and it was kept secret from the people. They starved them out, but those in authority knew. And the American general asked him about it. He asked him about these 23 million who were killed. And you know what the general said? He said, well, you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. You have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Listen, that's the line of the devil. How can murdering 23 million people bring forth good? And it hasn't, and it won't, and it can't, and it won't in your life either. You can't get ahead by doing evil. All that evil does is it tears you down. It's never right to do wrong. It's never right to do what's wrong. Now let's get back to our text. Here's this man waiting 38 years. 38 years waiting for that instant when the pool is rippled. There will be somebody who can carry him down, and he'll get there first. Listen, he didn't even need to get in the pool to start with. He didn't need anybody to carry him down. And listen, you don't need that goal that you think is so important to you. You don't have to do all these wicked things to attain that goal. Listen, I want to tell you, Jesus said, will you be made whole? What a question that is. Will you be healed today? Oh, listen, so many people seeking so many things in their lives, and Jesus said, will you be healed today? Will you be made whole today? And he said to this man, wilt thou be made whole? And the man once again in verse 7 said, sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me in the pool, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Oh, how sad. He spent all that time wanting a goal that wouldn't satisfy him anyway. there's no proof, no evidence that even if he got in the pool before everybody else, that he would have made whole. That's just what he thought. And for 38 years he waited. Year after year he waited. Now Jesus was no more than 33 and a half years at this time, because that's as long as he lived as far as we know. And before Jesus was even born, this man was waiting at the pool. Jesus hadn't even been born yet when this man sat by the pool waiting for that water to be troubled and for somebody to bring him in. You see, he didn't need to get in the water. What he needed was Jesus. What he needed for Jesus was to touch his life. Listen, my friend, you don't have to get in the water to get healed. What you need is Jesus to touch your life. Will you be healed today? And Jesus said, rise, take up thy bed and walk. Rise and walk. Listen, you don't need to get in that pool. You don't need that goal. Listen to me. Jesus is the answer. And it doesn't matter whatever heartache or pain or torment or impossible situation or depression is in your life. It doesn't matter what you think is a situation that has you trapped. Listen to me. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Whatever situation you're in, just simply look around, my friend. Jesus is there. You might not see him, but he's there. The mighty Jesus is there, and you're waiting for you today. He might not be where you expect him to be. So many times we like these wrong solutions and the wrong goals and things we have. We think that Jesus somehow, well, all we do is we just pray to Jesus and everything's going to be all right. No, it's not. No, it's not. Seek his face. Where is Jesus at in the situation that you're in today? You might say, well, I don't see him anywhere. Yes, he is. He's there. He might not be where you expect him to be. He might not be where you desire him to be. He might not be where you look. But listen, look around in your situation. You'll find him. You'll find him. Seek Jesus in your situation. He'll be a comfort and a help. Seek Jesus in your situation, and he'll straighten out those things for you. He'll deliver you. He'll deliver you from it. He'll deliver you out of it, or he'll deliver you through it, or he'll just plain take you out. I want to tell you what, I think I prefer the latter solution. I prefer the Stephen solution. I think to me that's the best one right there. I don't know, maybe if that time were to come, it wouldn't feel that way. I don't know, but listen, that's the best deliverance. Just be delivered right out of your situation, right into heaven. I want to tell you, glory, that sounds like a good way to go. But listen, he's there. He's there. Look for him. Look for Jesus. He's there. He's the solution. And whatever you think whatever need you think you have, ask Jesus about it. Ask according to his will. Oh, this is so important. Folks are telling you all over the place, you just ask Jesus and he'll give you anything you want. Well, he might or he might not. I've asked Jesus to give me $1 million and I'm still awaiting. I don't know. Maybe he'll give it to me one day. But listen, maybe it's not God's will. Maybe God knows something about me. Maybe God knows something about my personality that I don't even know. Maybe if I'd have $1 million, I'd go crazy or something. Maybe I'd stop coming to church or something. Maybe I'd turn away from my Jesus. God forbid that I ever turn away from Jesus. And listen, if I knew that if I had a bunch of money, if I had $1 million or $10 million, and that would turn me away from Jesus, I'd say, I don't want it. I don't want the money. I'd rather be true to Jesus. I'd rather be true to my God than to have a whole bunch of money out there. But listen to me. The promise of God, if we'd ask anything according to his will, that he would grant it. Oh, listen, he will provide all your need. He'll provide for a place to stay. He'll provide a house. He'll provide food for you. He'll provide the monies for you through a job or other means. He'll provide you transportation. He'll provide you, more importantly, he'll provide you with peace of mind and peace of heart and joy in your soul. And he'll provide all these things for you if you'll just ask. So many times we don't even ask. You have not because you ask not. Oh my goodness, we need to pray and ask Jesus for the needs of our lives. And Jesus is the answer. He'll answer every time. Oh, listen, we ought to be more like Jesus. We ought to live more like Jesus. If you want a goal for your life, let me tell you what are you looking for? You're looking for a job or marriage or money? Listen, He'll provide all these things if you'll just be like Jesus. So many young people are saying, oh, if I just get married, they're 16 years old. They're not even ready for marriage yet. Oh, listen, I like the attitude among some of the young people. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till I'm 25 or 30 to get married. I want to tell you, that's good. That's good. Why? Because when you're that old, you're already established in the community. You already have your education finished. You got your job. And a man can provide for his family when he's 30. Or surely he ought to be able to. Don't rush into things. Listen, if you want all these things, I'm going to tell you how to get it. You don't want to know how to get all these things? Just be like Jesus and trust in Him. Trust in Jesus and live your life for Jesus, and God will supply all these things. Listen, young person, God will supply that person you need to get married. He'll supply that woman, that godly woman or that godly man for you if you'll trust in Him and walk with Him. He'll supply that job for you. He'll supply that position for you. He'll supply all these things for you if you'll just walk with Him and to be like Jesus. Listen, you know what the church needs? It needs Christians to be like Jesus. You know what the term Christian means? It means Christ-like. We need some Christ-like Christians in this community. Now listen, He's the method too. Jesus is the method. Jesus is how you get it. And wrong, I already said before, wrong does not bring forth righteousness. It can't do it. The motive is important. God looks on our hearts, and so many times we pray for something, we say, Lord, do this for me, or give this to me, or Lord, bring forth this situation. God looks on our heart and says, I can't do that yet. Something needs to change in your heart. Let me ask you a question. What would God see today if He looked on your heart? Oh me, what a question that is. If God would look on your heart, what would He see? Oh, listen to me. God looks on the heart. He does look on the heart. He knows what's on your heart. Oh, listen, maybe God's looking on your heart today, and He says, well, I'd love to do this for you. I'd love to, but I just can't do it yet. There's something in your heart that's wrong. If I were to do this for you now, it would destroy you. Oh, listen, the central thing is to trust in Jesus. Now, and how do we know that we're doing right? How do we know that what we want is right and how we're doing it is right? Well, I'll tell you what, I have the answer right in my hand. You can't see it, but it's called the Bible. The Bible is the measure of faith and action. It's the only measure of faith and action that we have. If you want to know if something's right or wrong, start reading the Bible and you'll know after just a little bit. Oh, listen, how about your method? Is your method right? It's so important. Oh, listen, I think the message of today that God is able, He's able to do anything in your life that you need. Oh, this poor old man for 38 years sat on the side of the pool waiting for somebody to put him in. 38 years. I just can't get over that today. How long have you been waiting? How long have you been waiting for your marriage? How long have you been waiting to get that job? Surely it hasn't been 38 years. And he said it, he waited and he waited and he waited, and he didn't understand that all he needed was Jesus. Now, and today I want to tell you that Jesus is able. He's able to help us. He's able to do anything that you need in your life. He has all authority in the universe to do whatever needs to be done. He spoke the universe into heaven. Surely He can change that situation in your life. Surely He can bring things to pass in your life. Listen, there's nothing that God is not able to do. Oh, I want to tell you that Jesus is all the help that we need. And listen, He desires to help us. I believe that so many times God is waiting to help us. He's able to help us, but we simply don't ask. We just don't ask to be helped. Our faith is so weak, and yet I believe He desires to help us. And then He has all the answers. You have a question, you have a problem. Listen, my friend, Jesus has the answer. Oh, listen, maybe you're waiting at a pool in your life, waiting. If something would just happen, if something would just happen, everything would be all right. Listen, I want to tell you, my friend, Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the one who can help you. Jesus is the one who can deliver you from all things. Well, praise the Lord today. Well, this is the Living Water Ministry of Covington, Georgia, and this is Bill Calhoun speaking. Well, God bless you, and you have a great day.